Before we get started, we'll have a prayer by our city manager, followed by the pledge of allegiance to the flag.
Let's pray. Dear Lord, thank you for blessing us in every aspect of our lives, for allowing us to be here tonight, allowing us to be your servants. We thank you for everything that you've blessed us with, from our mountains, from the weather, to be able to live here in Harriman and be a citizen of the United States. We ask that you be with our political leaders as we make decisions in the best interest of the city, and that you watch over us, guide us, lead us, and protect us. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Please stand. I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll, please.
Brian Frost.
here.
Alicia Harris.
Here.
Tim Johnson.
Here.
Johnny Brackett. Travis Kirkland. Kenyon Me.
Here.
I'd like to declare a quorum. Motion to approve the minutes of the September 20th, 2022 meeting.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Councilman Johnson. Second.
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Harris. Councilman Johnson? No, sir. Councilwoman Harris?
No, sir.
Floor is open for discussion. Call the roll, please.
Brian Frost.
Yes.
Alicia Harris.
Yes.
Tim Johnson.
Yes.
Kenyon Me.
Yes.
Motion carries. Motion to pay the salaries.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Frost, second by Councilman Meade. Councilman Frost?
No, sir.
Councilman Meade?
No, sir.
Floor is open for discussion. Call the roll, please.
Brian Frost.
Yes.
Alicia Harris.
Yes.
Tim Johnson.
Yes.
Kenyon Me.
Yes.
Motion carries. Motion to pay the bills.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Councilman Johnson,
Second.
second by Councilwoman Harris. Councilman Johnson?
No, sir.
Councilwoman Harris?
No, sir.
Floor is open for discussion. Call the roll, please.
Brian Frost.
Yes.
Alicia Harris.
Yes.
Tim Johnson.
Yes.
Kenyon Me.
Yes.
Motion carries. At this time in our meeting, we'll hear from delegation. If you'd like to address this council, please come up to the podium, state your name, and limit your comments to 2 minutes. 3 minutes. I'll give you an extra minute. 3 minutes.
Hi, Barry Paulson with the Tennessee Medieval Fair. Just wanted to let you know that we had a record attendance for our first weekend. We had over 1,600 people, over 900 the first day and almost 700 the second day. I sent some videos to show you because that's more fun than hearing me talk, but you don't have the equipment to play them. And so then Scott said to send them to Martha to be able to post them on the Facebook page. So we had customers saying, oh, this is my first time and here's how much I love it. And so we're just very grateful and appreciate everything the city's doing.
Thank you. Very excited.
Oh, please come.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I am Jan Hahn, and I am running for the House District 32 to represent you all. Now I'm going to take just a few seconds of your time, far less than the 3 minutes you've allotted me. I have given you all my card with a telephone number. I think it's important for you to give me a call so I can come over to your office and be grilled by you so that you really understand who I am, both personally and politically. I define myself as a fiscal conservative and socially moderate individual. You don't, as you all know, you don't pay for things you don't have money for. You don't take money from people who need it. And also, very importantly, no government has a right to tell you what you can do in the privacy of your home. And of course, you don't have that right towards another person. You cannot tell them what they can do in their home. So I am a problem solver, not an ideologue. I really don't give a rat's tail whether there's a D after your name or an R or an I. You give me a good solution to a difficult problem, and I'll take it and I'll run with it. My personal feeling about our political climate is that the political parties need to stop mudslinging. They need to stop demonizing each other. They need to recognize that we solve common problems, and unless we all agree to work on these problems together, then, in the words of Benjamin Franklin, we'll just hang separately. So I believe that I can bring a voice and a frame of mind and an approach to problem solving that will be beneficial to all who ask me to represent them. So I look forward to your phone call and to an office visit because I am willing to tell, I don't play games with my patients. I tell them even bad news all the time. And I'm not going to play games with my constituents. I will tell them the truth, even if it's uncomfortable. So thank you for the opportunity to address you tonight. And I'll be back on the 18th to say hello again and to answer any questions publicly if you feel that I need to do that. Again, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else like to address council? If not, we'll go into reports. Harriman, you shut the board.
Thank you, Mayor Best. First, I'd like to say that HEB is looking forward to participating in the trunk or treat event this month. We've got about 30 employees, plus many of their family and friends lined up to volunteer. We're thankful for our employees who are purchasing over 50,000 pieces of candy to hand out that evening, and a TVA for a donation of $1,000 that will help the utility board buy hot dogs, nachos, popcorn, cookies, and drinks. So we're really looking forward to that event. This past month, we were able to connect several nonprofit groups in our area with Tva Matching Funds. So this is $15,000 in grant funding through the TVA Community Care Fund. Those nonprofits were Family Promise of Roane County Children's Fund, Roane County United Way, the Disabled American Veterans Post number 86, and the Roane County Cooperative Ministries. We're very excited about that partnership and being able to help them out. I mentioned the last few months that we've got a new Bitcoin mining facility coming into our electric system. It's located down on South Grove Street near the old steel mill. If you drive by there, the construction is about 99.9% complete. They're ready to go just as soon as they get some paperwork processed with TVA. And so we expect them to be in business in the coming, hopefully just the next few days. We're excited about that. Harriman Utility Board has also completed its streetlight survey across the city of Harriman. We've mapped 1,679 lights total. Some of these are city-owned, but most of them are HEB lights. There are about 1,352 of those are ours. We'll meet with the city manager soon to review those results and talk about next steps. You may have noticed there's a for sale sign on HEB's Hannah Farm, which is the about 38-acre site located on Highway 27, I guess, on the left side near the TCAT school. We just got that marketed this week, and we're looking forward to hopefully getting some great offers for residential development. So more to come on that in the next few weeks. You may mention, or you may remember last year we borrowed funds for our AMI project. I just wanted to every now and then give you an update on that. It is ongoing. We've got quite a bit of the communication network established for that. So as customers get an AMI meter, they'll be able to, like this very next day, start seeing their usage on their Smart Hub app on an hourly basis for electric. So we're very excited about that. Unfortunately, the meters are really difficult to get because of the global shortage on computer chips. So we've got about 200 or so in service right now, but just wanted the customers to know that those are coming, and hopefully most of them will be delivered in the early part of 2023. And lastly, I'll just say I appreciate the City of Harriman's help. We got the Arpa application submitted for the water and sewer funding, so that's about $3.2 million in grant funding, and only $480,000 in matching funds were required. So that was a historic opportunity. I don't think we'll ever see that level of grant again. So very exciting. Thank you for your help.
Thank you. Anybody have anything for Candace? Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Ruther.
Mayor and council members, I have in front of you the financial report for the past month, and I'm happy to report, you can see there on line 4, that we continue to increase our local option sales tax collections at a rate of 7.35% increase over the prior year at that same, for the month of September in 2021. Right now, we're trending at about an 8% increase in local option sales tax, which would relate to about a $250,000 increase in local option sales tax receipts for the entire fiscal year. So that'll put us at about $350,000 over what we budgeted. Not last week, but the week before last, I attended the TGFOA, Tennessee Governmental Finance Officers Association fall conference, and I came away with some really good information that I'd like to share with you all, and I'd like to share with the citizens of Harriman as well, because it's really noteworthy. So, as many of you know, Jason Mumpower, a former state representative, is now the comptroller of the state, and he gave us some very encouraging information about the economic situation for the state of Tennessee. Tennessee is the fastest growing economy in the union at 8.6%. We have the lowest debt burden of any state in the union. Tennessee hit record low unemployment rate of 3.2% in April of 2022. We have the highest quality municipal bond portfolio ranking in the union. If you know anything about finance and economics, this is something to absolutely be celebrated. So what the state of Tennessee is doing at the state level and at the local level is working. It stands in stark contrast to what's happening at the federal government level. An important takeaway is that Tennessee will continue to be a haven for individuals and businesses. Despite nationally weak economy, we can expect continued growth through population increase, as well as business relocation and expansion. And the part that I really want to leave with these council members and the mayor is this presents an opportunity for the city to invest in our future through strategic allocation and financial resources. So I look forward to working with you guys in the coming up workshop that we have regarding economic development. I think that we're going to really be able to explore some exciting opportunities. That's all I have.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that report. Appreciate the good news. City Attorney?
All right. See if I can figure out how to work this mic. This is day 4 for me. I want to thank you all again for the opportunity to represent the city of Harriman. I can tell you that I and my firm are hard at work. I've met with Mayor Best and with your city manager, with Scott, and with others, and learning what's going on within the city and what legal issues there are out there, and we're, like I say, we're hard at work in trying to get those resolved, and bring some closure to those, and make this the best place to live in Roane County. So again, and that's all I have to report at this point, but there will be more later. All right, thank you.
Thank you. We're glad to have you. Appreciate you. City Manager Charlie Jones. Scott.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the City Council, and I did get permission from Mr. Jones to present this report. Well, I'll tell you what, an exciting time. What we've got going on in Harriman, if you're not excited about what's going on in our city, we need to check your pulse. In October, as we lead in this month, is going to be fantastic with things that we've got planned. And by request from Teresa, I'm going to hit the highlights tonight and limit the length of my report. But I'd like to start off introducing Courtney Minton. If you come up for just a second. Courtney and I had the pleasure to work together at Midway High School for years and years, and she's just been recently hired in June as the assistant professor professor of theater, and she is our new theater manager for the Princess Theater. So ask her just to give some highlights of what's going on, and I'll turn it over to Ms. Minton.
Thank you very much, Mayor and council members. So primarily, we're working things that affect the community. Obviously, we want to bring as much as we can to the Princess Theater, but we're also working to build our children's theater, which we started last spring. We just wrapped up our second production this past weekend. And we're starting to run with some workshops. So we have a workshop this coming Saturday that is Halloween inspired, so that our kids get to do some makeup and Halloween makeup and costuming and that kind of thing. And then we have a musical theater workshop scheduled for next month. And then following that with an actual musical production coming in February. So we're trying to get as much and just kind of build momentum and continue to build that program. The goal is to eventually even maybe tie that into some of our Rhode State students. And we do a production practicum at Rhode State where our students earn credit for participating in a play that we do at Rhode State. And so we're working to create a second style of production practicum where they can actually direct, design, and run a children's theater program. So our children benefit from the children's theater, but also as they age into college, we give them a chance to direct a production and do some of the things that they haven't had a chance to do before. So we're just hoping to continue building, and we appreciate your support and your help as we go that direction. So thank you very much for having me, and thank you very much for answering questions.
Anybody have any questions for
What
Ms.
time
Minton?
does your workshop start Saturday in case somebody wanted to stop by?
It's 9 to 12, so we'll sign in and start at 9. Our goal for this Saturday, if you have time to stop by, is to do short little performances at the very end. So that'll be around 11:45. We're going to welcome back the parents and open the doors to them at 11:40 so that they can come in and see what their kids have done and a short little productions at the end of the workshop.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Minton. Certainly excited to echo the thoughts that John shared with us just a few minutes ago. He's been around everywhere over the past week. He said 4 days, but we had a regularly monthly meeting scheduled, City of Harriman and HUB. I go over to meet with Candace along with Chris, and lo and behold, John's over there touching base with some issues that affect both of us. So certainly think council's made a great decision in bringing him on board, and looking forward to working closely with him. We did have, as I mentioned, our monthly meeting with HUB, and again, we go into that meeting with no agenda. We try and set an hour time frame. Candace, it was on Friday, she went about 2 hours. I mean, she was wound up that afternoon, but really a good meeting, just discuss the issues and hopefully bridge the gap that allows the city and HUB to work closer together. Chris also failed to mention he's about to finish up his CMFO classes. He did take and pass one of the hardest tests, which was last Thursday. One step closer to get his degree.
And so did Scott Mason, by the way.
I was not going to mention that, but I still got one. I've failed 3 times. Just touching on our street report, of course, Drac and his crew are doing a great job continuing their routine maintenance and mowing. Had some questions. I think this past week on Friday, you saw the signs that were up that there was surveying being done. And then the rumor went around that they were going to shut all 4 lanes down the bridge coming into town. And I heard that rumor late Friday afternoon. I talked to Councilwoman Harris about that. I got on the phone and talked to TDOT. No, there are no plans to shut that bridge down or any of our bridges, all their lanes. They do have some work scheduled for both of our bridges. Our main bridge, they're going to do some deck work, but the surveying is going to last between a year and a year and a half. And what they're doing is they're investigating property lines, any underground utilities, detailing the stream information, and environmental survey. So that's taking place. When they do start construction repair work on our bridges, they will not shut it completely down. We'll still have traffic in both ways. Our library is, once again, we know how great it is, and we have Connie and Tammy here with us tonight, but they were the first in the state, if you weren't able to make it and you haven't read about it or seen it on TV, the first in the state to host the DARE program, and that's for our homeschool children. There's 6 enrolled, and it's a 10-week course. Many thanks to our library staff, Chief Deputy Hahn, and SRO Deputy Anthony Hughes for getting that kicked off, and it's already been a success. I think they've already met twice, right? The state required data collection report was completed and filed, and all that does, it tells everything that our library does. Reflects circulation, how many people visit the library, their financials, the programs offered, everything it has to offer. So that's just been completed and turned in, and Tammy said if any of y'all would like to see that, drop by the library. She'd be glad to share that with you. Our children's programs are in full swing. They're averaging anywhere between 10 and 15 patrons for every program every day of the week. So I'll include that in our next direction episode of our direction. So if there's any of those days you can swing by any of those times and drop in to see the great things that are going on. And they just received and ordered and received information concerning the International Dyslexia Foundation. So that'll be another service that our library would offer to all of our citizens. Just touching base on some things that make it October such an exciting time to be here in Harriman. As we just heard, the Tennessee Medieval Fair set an all-time record last weekend with over 1,600 patrons. They have 2 more weekends, October the 8th and the 9th and the 15th and 16th, and the weather looks great for that. So that's something you have the option to do. Just as a reminder, on October the 7th, which is this Friday, we have another ribbon cutting for Unstoppable Auto. So I'll send a reminder out, or Martha will. Again, another business is open in our city limits. Saturday afternoon, Harriman Rotary is sponsoring a luau, and that'll be at Riverfront Park, and that's from 5 to 7. If you're interested in that, see me, and I can certainly give you some information on if you'd like to attend that. On October the 22nd, it will be a busy day at Riverfront Park. The Harriman High School will have their historic Harriman Downtown 5K and 10K run. Right after that, we'll have a Cobber Fest going on. We'll have music from C.J. Osborne, I think, and then our police department will be hosting the historic downtown Harriman Jeep Rally, and we're expecting over 200 patrons for that. And all that money raised through our Jeep Rally will go toward what the construction of our new ball field. Correct, Chief? Yeah. If that's still not enough to fill up your calendar, our Cornstalk Heights Historic District is going to have the Hauntings of Harriman. That'll be on October the 21st and 22nd. On October the 24th, yet another business, Gather Coffee Company, has moved locations, so just right up here in the corner across from HUB. We'll send you a reminder for that, but they'll have a ribbon cutting at 10 o'clock that morning. And we just found out, and Courtney did mention this, but T.J. Shepard will be in concert on November the 5th at the Princess Theater. We'll get more information about that on how you order tickets. And finally, on December 10th and 11th, Cornstalk Heights will have their Christmas tour of homes. So that's just a few of the events. Again, I'm going on Teresa's advice. I'm not going to hit all of them and go into great detail. But the last thing I'd like to cover is our Fuelman update. 2 weeks ago, we only had 2 weeks of reports from our PD. We got our new report in yesterday. In a month that our police department has been using the Fuelman cards. If you remember, the low point for our fuel over last fiscal year was about $5,000, sometimes $6,000. The high point for 2 months was right at 8 months. So when we got our final numbers in, using the Fuelman cards for the month of October, it was just under $4,600. So we've not expanded to our other departments yet, but right now it looks like it would be huge savings for the city of Harriman. So we're very pleased with that. And that's it for my report this evening, unless you have any questions.
Any questions? I think you did all of it. I don't think you listened to Teresa, but that's okay.
Thank you, Mayor. Thanks.
We'll go into the agenda, new reports. First item, we want to recognize a special guest here today. I'd like to call our police chief, Chief Tapp, up to the front, and have council step down to the front, if you don't mind.
And Mayor, I would like to mention that Friday night, the 25th and 26th. 24th and 25th of October. Hours are what? 7 to
Last part, 9:30.
9:30, and we'll have Emery Street closed that night just for traffic going to Riverfront Park for the Friday night in the park. We're here today. A couple of months ago, I was talking to Mayor Best. I hate to cover everybody. I was talking to Mayor Best and Mr. Mason, and we got to talking about maybe starting to every 3 months honor a hometown hero from Harriman, just to give an award to somebody that is respected in the community and has done a lot, maybe behind the scene or for the community. And we put it on our Facebook page. People can go on there and vote and send in their vote for hometown hero. And the next one, by the way, is open for voting now and will run through January the 15th because it'll be in February. But our hometown hero for this first time, it was Chad Ghostin. He's a lifelong Harriman resident. He attended Bowers, South Harriman Middle School, Harriman High School, Roan State, worked at the White Stores, Food City, Chase Instruments before enlisting in the Air Force. He was in the United States Air Force from October of '93 to August of 2007. He had deployments in Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Central America with DEA and U.S. Customs, South America with DEA and U.S. Customs, first responder for Hurricane Katrina, Tennessee Air National Guard 2008 to present, where he had deployments in Afghanistan, Iraq, U.S. Air Forces to Africa, assisted with Operation Allies for Afghanistan evacuations, supported Ethiopia in refugee evacuations. He coached youth softball for the city rec department. He's a 7th grade world history and PE teacher at Harriman Middle School. HMS Sports, he was girls basketball assistant coach. I think I might have been the head coach at the time. He says the head coach was a very nice guy. I said, he was the co-head coach of softball with his wife, Billy. He said it wasn't fun with her. He was the golf coach at Harriman Middle School, and at Harriman High School, he was the softball assistant coach. He's a lifelong member at South Harriman Baptist Church, where he's a deacon and a Sunday school teacher. He's done a lot, and I think he's only 28 years old. No, we would, Chad, it's an honor to give you this award because I've known you for a long time, and you've always been a good friend, and I've never seen the man mad in my life at anything. But if you'll come up, you got your glass with me? No. You want to read this off?
Chad, go right beside him over here.
On behalf of Mayor Wayne Best, Harriman City Council, City Manager Scott Mason, and the Harriman Police Department, we honor Chad Ghostin as Harriman's hometown hero, October 2022. Guy's a true hero. True hero.
Also got him a little something else maybe he can put on his desk at school or something if he wants to.
Thank you. Coach of the Year?
Council, anything to say? Thank you, Jack. Very deserving.
Thank you, I appreciate it, I really do. Thank you very much. Thank you. You gonna wear it? Yeah, appreciate it. I know. Thank you. Thank you all.
Chad is my neighbor. I don't see him because there's woods between us, but I did tell your parents, you're awful loud. Could you quiet me down? They said you're a little bigger than them, but that's why I asked them, you're a little bigger than me too. So.
I'll bear it a few times over.
Yeah, but appreciate what you do, appreciate what you stand for. You know, it's an honor to have you part of our city and part of our school system. I talked to a lot of kids up there, and they're honored to have you. And when you're gone, and after a while, it seems like he's gone all the time.
Yeah.
And they miss you. And so it means a lot. And it just for me to know you is a privilege. And so I thank you for what you do for our city and our people and our children.
I appreciate everything you guys do for the city too and everything. And you know, there's no quote from Tecumseh says like you should live a life long and of service to your people, like everyone in this room understands. So I appreciate what you guys do as well. And that's what everyone should try to do. So thank you.
Next item on the agenda, discuss and possibly approve bid for paving golf course parking lot. As council knows, we put this in the budget. We've talked about it. We've been doing this for, I guess, 2 or 3 years now, but hopefully we'll get to that point now where we're going to do it. I think low bid came in with J&B Paving out of Kingston at $51,000. So asking council to approve to spend $51,000 to pave the parking lot up at Emory Golf Course.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Councilman Johnson.
I'll second.
Second by Councilman Frost. Councilman Johnson.
It's badly needed, so that's all I've got there.
Mr. Mayor, may I add one thing? This is, I noticed that in the packet, there were some terms and conditions with some of these bidders, and some of the terms and conditions are things that we would want to revise, okay? I don't know what the terms and conditions are necessarily with JB Asphalt Paving, but whatever they are, I think you would want me to take a look at that before we sign off on it. So what we can do, if you want to approve their bid, approve it subject to final approval by the city attorney. That'll give me the opportunity to do that. I'll just give you one for instance. In the terms and conditions under the Rogers Group, they provide that we should indemnify their company and hold them harmless, you know, from anything that occurs. And the Tennessee Attorney General has opined in Tennessee Attorney General Opinion 93-01 that cities, municipalities cannot indemnify or hold harmless. It's unconstitutional to do that. So what they've done, they've put a provision within their terms and conditions that's something that we shouldn't agree to. So we usually work that out, we strike it. And, but you'll see that in a lot of contracts that come your way. But we try to take care of that on the front end.
So are you okay with your motion?
Yes.
Outcome of the
Yes,
city
sir.
attorney and on your second?
Yes, sir. Thank you for bringing that up.
You're welcome. Councilman Frost, do you have anything on your?
No, sir.
Okay. Floor is open for further discussion. Call roll, please.
Brian Frost.
Yes.
Alicia Harris.
Yes.
Tim Johnson.
Yes.
Kenny Me.
Yes.
Motion carries. That's all we have on the agenda. We're going to Councilman Marks, Councilman Frost.
No, sir.
Councilman Johnson.
No, sir.
Councilwoman Harris.
No, sir.
Councilman Meade.
No, sir.
The only thing I've got is, as everybody has stated tonight, we've got a very busy next 2 or 3 months, so be watching the calendar, keep your eyes out. Wanted to say, had a few calls today, so just want to make sure that we all understand the veteran flags that's been through town. We moved them on the outer skirt because we decorate town during this time of year. They are not gone. I've had 2 people call me today and think that we've taken them down and they're not coming back. We're waiting on some poles. They will continue to go towards South Harriman, so we still have them. They're in good shape, so as the poles get here, they'll go up. So if anybody asks you, the flags will be going up. And as I sit here and listen to the reports tonight, you can't help but to get the excitement that our city manager has for the city of Harriman. With everything going on, I look at the finances, and I remember sitting here in 1999 on city council, and we didn't have any money. We couldn't pay our bills. We was borrowing to pay things. And now we're blessed in the direction we are, but we're blessed because of the work that you guys do. Because of all of us working together as a team, and it's just great to watch the way the wheels turn here, the way people work together. Our downtown businesses, our businesses that's in Midtown, in South Harriman, everybody's working together. That's why our sales tax is booming every month. We keep climbing and climbing. I thought last year when we done so well, I thought there's no way we can beat that, but we continue to do that because we continue to invest in our people. We continue to be there for them. So it's exciting. It's exciting to be a part of Harriman. Go find me another city in the state of Tennessee that has as many grand openings as we have. It seems like I'm going to a grand opening every week. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And it's not that we're losing businesses for grand openings. We're doing what we set out, and that's fill up the buildings that we have. And not only are we doing that, we're working every week on bringing new businesses in to build new buildings. Midtown will, guys, in a year from now, you probably won't know Midtown. So the excitement that's going on in Harriman, I know that it's catching throughout Rome County. I know we're all on the same page. We're working together, so it's exciting. It's exciting to be Harriman. It's exciting to be Rome County, and I appreciate what you all do, the time that you put forward, and not just you all. You all in the audience. You're a big part of who we are. So thank you, and God bless everybody. I'm excited. And I'm excited for Halloween, my favorite time of the year. I like to dress up and be scary, so let's get going with it. And motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed, like sign.